This video is sponsored by Skillshare, the fantastic learning platform to allow you to see multiple different kinds of courses on multiple different kinds of topics to get you started on your passions immediately. Whether you want to start a new hobby, get better at an old one, or pursue a passion that you might one day call a job, which we will be talking about in this video, Skillshare has you covered. The latest class I took was on Adobe Premiere editing. Some of you may not know, but I actually edit all of my own videos, and the wonderful class by both Daniel and Michaela Long did a great job at helping me learn a few more tricks that could really speed up the editing process. And all of this you can get for only $10 a month. However, if you're one of those lucky 1,000 people that click the link in my description, you will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium so you can start learning immediately. Thank you very much to Skillshare for sponsoring my video, and let us get in with some mods. Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently serving 10 to life for installing the Kill Children mod in Fallout New Vegas so I can fuck up the Mick and Ralph's crier. And video game mods are something that are both not new and something that will not be leaving anytime soon. A good scroll on Nexus mods will show you there is an abundance of mods for all kinds of games, stuff that is just as simple as a normal cosmetic change, maybe a big optimization patch for textures and something, or just horny. I'll be honest, unless I'm showing this video to like my grandmother or something, there's a good chance you are perfectly aware of games and video game modding, and you probably know how to mod a hell of a lot better than I do. I barely understand anything past the good old Nexus mod manager, but I want to show you a YouTube channel. This over here, this is Hyper, and you probably know him from some of the videos that I'm showing on screen right now. He did that hilarious Halo 3 video where it looked like real gameplay until you kind of look at it with a microscope. He did all of this fantastic gun work between the different kinds of revolver reload animations and the gigantic double-barreled shotgun and the really big Glock and just some very funny, silly weapon animations. Hyper doesn't upload a whole lot more. I assume he just kind of moved on with his life, as most people tend to do. But then soon, he actually uploaded a video of the Titanfall 2 weapon showcase, as apparently he was hired by Respawn Entertainment, creators of Titanfall 2 and the original Titanfall and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Apex Legends, and they're making a lot of games now. Turns out that he did a lot of work on the weapons in Titanfall 2, as shown by a showcase. He worked on quite a few of them, and who would have guessed, because Titanfall 2 weapons look fantastic, and he had a huge part in it. I mean, hell, look at the scorched thermite cannon, for God's sakes. It is a beautiful reload animation. And considering that Titanfall 2 is like the best first-person shooter in a decade, it seems that Infinity Ward also had his number. And turns out that he was actually a big part in heading up the development of the weapons of Modern Warfare, which I know many of us have our problems with our Call of Duties, but Modern Warfare and their guns and the way they looked, sound, felt, etc. is one of the highlights of that game. It looks fantastic, way better than any Call of Duty game should. People like Hyper, I get really giddy to see. And the thing I get the most giddy about is freelancing. Now, I'm not gonna go super into detail on all these socioeconomic issues, class disparity, middle class, wealth distribution, all that kind of crap. But I do believe that right here in 2021, we are in a freelancing golden age. YouTube and Twitch are examples of this, of course, but then you gotta look at the art world, right? Right now, a whole lot of artists are making a ton of money off the whole NFT thing, which I don't really understand very well. But that being aside, it seems that more often it's not about going to college, get your degree, get your $100,000 of student loan debt, die alone. It's not about that anymore. Now it's that was dark. You obviously have your big artists, people who do like movie posters and some really great imagery like that. They do art for things like, I don't know, Games Workshop or like Magic the Gathering cards or something. But then, of course, you've got some of the smaller stuff like emote artists. For streamers is a big part. Thumbnail artists. There's a ton of work that can be done there. And I mean, hell, you could be a billionaire off furry art alone. I mean, God, they pay out the ass. Shit, man. People are making solid livings off Source Filmmaker alone. I thought we were gonna have just some wholesome TF2 content, and that took a wild turn. I truly shouldn't be talking about the importance of college as somebody who dropped out of a community college, but I just like when people make their stuff, okay? It's really cool. When they make money for it, like, it's just really cool, you know? Like, I did Helltaker review. One guy made a game, freaking great. Stardew Valley, one guy, like, It's so cool. Didn't need to go to any fancy job. They just did their thing. Freelancing golden age. So today I want to have a quick conversation, a fun little discussion about two particular games and the mods for them, both Call of Duty as well as Halo. We're going to be talking about some of the custom zombie maps in Black Ops 3, which I think are actually kind of a hidden gem that people besides the zombies community don't really know about, and it's kind of awesome. And also we're going to be talking about Cursed Halo, which I'm sure you've seen the video for Cursed Halo. And I played through the whole thing, and oh, it's something, all right. Oh my God, no, no. Now, Call of Duty Zombies, I knew there were plenty of mods for, but I thought the mods were generally really bare bones. Things like make every character Kermit the Frog, or add a perk to a map that doesn't normally have that perk. Something like that, right? I knew there were some map updates, things like the one window challenge, where there's only one window on the entire map, or just like a giant empty room with a ton of perks, see how long you last. Just stuff like that, right? But I didn't know exactly how far the modding scene went. So I started looking up some of the more popular mods for Black Ops 3 Zombies, because I mentioned in my last video that I think Black Ops 3 is the definitive addition for zombies between the great maps and the Zombies Chronicles. But it turns out there's a huge modding scene for it as well. In fact, not just things like different perks and outfits, but entire freaking maps, gigantic maps that are actually so well done, they feel like they were made by Treyarch sometimes. And I want to talk about three of them. The first one I want to talk about is called St. Elizabeth, something in German I'm not even going to try. And it's like a little school in Berlin. And I think I really like this one a lot because it pushes it more into the horror aspect of zombies that it used to have way back in the day. And also it goes in that really cramped, claustrophobic style, but it doesn't skimp on the detail. I'm actually very surprised with how much detail is placed in all of the different rooms of this map. It's really cramped and it's really damn hard, but they're going for that World at War feel because all the guns are good old World War II guns, things like the Gewehr and the MP40 and such, the M1 Grand, which by the way, that M1 Grand, that is a crispy, crispy gun. Every man over 30 just came. They really try to play the horror element up a lot more with the very dark, oppressive atmosphere and also the screaming that you normally hear on Verrückt with like the asylum thing. I'm so sorry, Germans. But they do that a little bit too much, I'll be totally honest. I think they do that screaming way too much and it gets a little bit annoying after some time, but they really are playing up that horror environment. And I think what I like about this map so much is just the depth of detail. It's so rich with different objects and items between the desks and like things like soda cans and the things that are ripped down and broken up and the glass and the barriers. It just has so much to it that makes it a nice, close, short, claustrophobic map. The next one we have is Wanted, which is a more Western style map that I think I like a lot because of all the new stuff that's been added to it. Where that old map is definitely more of a return to form, this one is a brand new experience because not only do you have a different cast of characters with their own fun little Western portraits, mind you, but you have a ton of Western style guns. And even though it's very obvious that a lot of the assets here are pulled from Buried, they're used in a certain way to make it really stand out besides the usual Buried. The boss rounds that arrive have like little flying gargoyles in place of the bugs and Shadows of Evil. You have the witches that steal your money from Buried as well, that kind of do their own little special round. And I really enjoy how so many of the different houses have such rich atmosphere, but also have their own point to it. They all have a perk machine. There's the shovel there as well as a fancy pantsy new like revolver style wonder weapon as well that you can get to. And there's a lot of cool shit like that. It gave me a lot to discover and it gave me a lot to look at in a map that is actually pretty good for training and plays very, very well. I've had a couple problems with it. Mainly the sound mixing is a little bit rough. Some guns are really loud and some aren't. And also occasionally when a zombie would die, I'd hear them screaming as they were dying, even though it sounded like they were close to me, but they really weren't. A little bit of sound mixing is a problem that I have with almost all of these maps, but if that being the case, it could be on my machine problem. But I think this map really provides a nice new avenue for lots of personality to come out and the ability to reuse assets in its own special way, which speaking of reusing assets, let's talk about Leviathan. Leviathan is generally considered one of the best maps of the modding scene whatsoever. It is an underwater base, not Rapture-like, more like a science vessel or scientific kind of underwater base. And it looks stellar. The color and the use of Moon in particular is so smart. Leviathan is very based around Moon, and it reuses a lot of the Moon assets, things like the excavators, as well as a large amount of the weapon variety, because it's mainly Black Ops 1 weapons. But it really adds a lot of depth to the gameplay, because when you're out there in the water, you actually have that Moon zero gravity feel, and so do the zombies. So it uses that asset, the zero G movement that you get in Moon, in the proper areas, because similar to a Moon base, you've got things like airlocks or water locks or whatever they are in order to get to the outside area, in order to get through the tunnels and all the major under the sea areas, which looks just so pretty. And combining that with the fact that it has a fully fledged Easter egg with voice acting, which is, it's okay, is super cool that they would go this deep into working on this map. These 3 maps, right? St. Elizabeth, Wanted, Leviathan, these are all maps that if I didn't already know about the Moon base and seeing the reused assets of Buried and some sound issues, I probably would assume that this is some Treyarch based map, because they have so much depth to it and they're really well made. And this seems to be a continued thing where multiple people are making multiple different kinds of custom maps, and I can see them possibly being pulled by a larger company to maybe help make these kinds of zombie maps, because good lord, do we know Cold War needs a little bit of spice and personality in it. It's gotten to the point where even I wish I knew how to make a zombies map. I'm not talented enough for this type of thing, but I would really want to go out there and try my hand on it. You could even possibly have these people come together to make their own like zombie spin-off game that allows for large amounts of modded maps to go into its progression. I see a future ahead of these people, and I think it's super cool. All right, I want to talk about Cursed Halo. Cursed Halo is something. Now, a lot of you have probably seen this video. It's by good old Inferno Plus, and he made an entire video where he completely took Halo CE and he cursed it beyond belief. It's a pretty great video. It doesn't quite be his Jester Thomas video. His Jester Thomas video is still an epitome of meme culture, but it's a pretty good video. So Cursed Halo is a mod for Halo CE, and what it does is it changes up a large amount of the vehicles and the weapons to have different kinds of functions. But unlike what most people would probably do, which is take these weapons and maybe change up how they work, right? A shotgun that fires rocket launchers, a pistol that fires shotguns, things like that. No, it gets a lot worse than that. I put the entire Cursed Halo playthrough on my second channel, so if you'd like to check it out, you can find it in the description, where I'll place both it as well as all the other mods I talk about. However, where do I begin? The thing that surprised me the most is that it never crashed. Never had a single crash this entire mod. Didn't even have any optimization problems. No frame rate drops, no weird pop-in. It was surprisingly smooth. But you see, when you start off the game, right, the weapons are one thing. The assault rifle ramping itself up to the point where if you fire it too much, it explodes in your hand is one thing. The Doom-style bit-crushed plasma rifle with the fun melee ability is one thing. The erectile dysfunction sniper rifle with the 1x scope and the boing sounds it makes when it fires is one thing. The rocket launcher that fires backwards and then flings itself out of your hand is one thing. The pew pew plasma gun is one thing. The plasma bukkake is one thing. But I draw the line at this fucking scorpion tank. I did a whole mission with this son of a bitch, constantly angling myself, figuring out the exact way to fire both barrels. I can't believe this shit works. I can't believe this tank works. Both barrels fired their shit properly. Some things I'd actually even welcome to the real game if I could. The blunderbuss shotgun is actually one of the most fun things I've ever used. The stupid shotgun has only one shot with this, oh my god, reload animation blunderbuss style, but you can use it to rocket jump, because this bastard flings you backwards when you fire it, so often I shoot at the ground, fling myself up, and then go kill something, or sometimes you just shoot at like a hunter and they just go pew! I wish I could truly cover this mod in its entirety, but I think the most fantastic part about it is that it all like worked. I just adjusted to the way this mod was. I looked at the Minecraft pickaxe and realized, oh yeah, good melee weapon. I realized like, ooh, I shouldn't take a sniper rifle for this area because it doesn't have a zoom anymore, so I should run something else. I started running the triple plasma rifle Yeah, I know. And the blunderbuss shotgun quite often, because it not only gave me some good close range firepower, but it gave me the ability to traverse the map really well thanks to the rocket jump. After some time, as cursed as it was, I was just playing Halo CE again. I was just having a good old time with the original Halo, and it boggles my mind that I can run around with the pew 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 plasma rifle and still think of it seriously. And oh my god, I didn't even talk about the D20 grenades. The frag grenade is a D20 grenade with 20 different options. And I gotta be honest, my favorite one was when I threw it and it accidentally cursed me with like 10 hunters. But the way the hunters' weapons are, they're slow moving green cubes. So it turned into a bullet hell, a very slow bullet hell game in the middle of my Halo experience, trying to dodge these cubes against all these hunters. Or when I got the Scarab gun for one, or when it launched out a whole bunch of pistols that were firing. Oh yeah, the pistol shoots you in the face now, you have to throw it instead. It's a mod. Let me just give you a compilation, why don't you? Let's just see for yourself. Gameplay help, you can edit your pitch inversion if your name is Vinny. To edit your settings, press shift 10 times really fast.
I'm ready for the energy shield test, Bob. Please follow me to the energy shield test station.
Fucking liars! Hey, grenades! Wait, what the hell? Oh my god, they're like little sparkly boys. Oh my god! Let's try a grenade. Ah! Oh no. Wait, did I just see fucking wait, did I just see Knuckles? Oh! This feels like driving a mongoose, but with better turning. This is actually a really well-made warthog. I can't, wait, what's it called? Speen. I can't. Oh! Shit! Are you actually allowed to drive wraiths in Halo 1? I honestly don't remember. You can! Oh my god, it's actually the yeah, it's the goddamn Dark Souls ability. Damn you, Inferno Plus. Honestly, Inferno seems like the kind of guy that would just live out his days making shit like this, right? I mean, he remastered Dark Souls 1's entire PvP and PvP community and then threw it into Halo. It's like he can't just do good, right? He does all this fantastic, amazing shit, but he has to have a twist at the end of it. He has to curse it just a little bit. Honestly, I don't really know if he'd be the kind of guy to go to a video game company or not. He seems very content with making the stuff he makes right now. Though at the same time, who knows, you know? If people offer you enough cash, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Though, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you make a whole lot of money as a game dev at all, so maybe not. Maybe cursed Dark Souls is the way to go from now on. Maybe that's the new meta. Regardless, if he does get hired anywhere, I am 100% sure he will only make the project better. That's really the things I want to talk about. It's less of a video game essay, more of a, hey, this is something that's kind of cool and I've been thinking about it a lot and it's been on my mind. I want to share it with you people. I want to know your thoughts. I truly think we're in a freelancing golden age right now. I really do think that now is the time, because you could be working your job, right? The job that you maybe don't want to work, or you have to work, you got to make the bills or whatever. But then on the side, there are just so many opportunities to work on other kinds of stuff, to do your passion and therefore make that into your new job. Of course, it's a big risk. Don't turn everything you do from a passion into a job, because you need to have things that you do for fun. It's very important. I've made that mistake many times. But even with that, it does feel like we are in that golden age right now. We're in that freelancing gold rush. And I hope that more of you spend your time to go out there, attempt to create what you can, and really go and find that like talent that you obviously have but haven't really figured out yet. I figured out my talent a few years back. It was needlessly talking about video games and making dick jokes and having a big ass forehead. And I'm damn good at it. All right, on to some questions for all of you patrons today. Waffles or pancakes? Waffles. I can't eat more than like 2 pancakes. It's too like dense. I find the waffles a little bit like lighter. And also I like to fill in the little holes or the little squares with like strawberries and stuff. Whose videos do you watch the most? Ooh, that's difficult. I mean, there's a lot of people that I watch a lot of, but like they don't upload a lot, so I don't know if I watch the most. Maybe Red Letter Media right now. They have a lot of good stuff, and they've got a huge backlog of like best of the worst and all, and so there's a lot you can watch there. But yeah, but maybe them. What is a regular multiplayer game that you go back to comfort gaming? Oh, just to be comfort, like a comfort video game. Ooh, like Halo 3, Master Chief Collection. Just load up Halo 3, play on like standoff or one of those kinds of maps like Rat's Nest or something. Just a good old one. Throw a grenade underneath a warthog, watch the physics engine just break. It's a really good time. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the next video in 10 days. Bye-bye.